Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Behind the Screen, our semi-spoilerific look at everything behind the scenes at RealmSmith. Tonight, we're going to be doing a bunch of different things. One of them is unboxing some Forged Gaming products. That is our main title sponsor. And we're going to unbox some WizKids. Confidential stuff. Very excited. And then we're going to talk about the new guide to the Vistani. That is the character creation guide for Season 3 of Into the Mist. Want to thank Bruno for being here, our tavern dog. And actually, Julian is producing tonight. So, hi, Julian. Very excited. We'll be answering questions about last night's show after about the half-hour mark. And, well, as soon as we're done the unboxing stuff, we'll start with some questions regarding the guide. And then we'll transition into questions about last night, because I'm sure you guys have questions about the finale. All right. So, to start it all off, I want to thank our main title sponsor, Forged Gaming. They create amazing products for your tabletop, as well as your coffee table. Their whole kind of idea and thought behind it is that they create incredible products that will look just as good on your gaming table as they do on your coffee table. If you want to check them out, you can go to www.forgedgaming.com/RealmSmith. That is the affiliate link, which will let them know that we sent you. And then we have a promo code, which is RealmSmith20. If you use that promo code, you will get 20% off your purchase. A huge, awesome, inaugural thank you from them for all of our community. Bruno's chewing his paws again, so I'll kick him out when I go to do the unboxing. But I want to thank Forged Gaming. They've been incredible so far. They've got some really cool things that we've unboxed already on the show. One of them being this crazy dice tower. It's the Grim Bones Dice Tower. We unboxed that already. We also unboxed this awesome Mimic dice chest, which is great. And we're going to jump right into unboxing some of their other products. Quick announcements, though. Lots of announcements surrounding Into the Mist. So Into the Mist is starting March 15th again. That is the premiere of Season 3. We are stinking excited about this season. We've got crazy guests lined up already. And we are firming up a bunch more for the rest of the season. There's been a lot of buzz, too. You guys are super excited about it. Lots of comments about how you can't wait for Barovia to come back. So we're really excited about that. Then we're also doing a giveaway on the premiere of a legendary Curse of Strahd box. I'm going to grab that box, actually. Bruno, come. Come out. Go hang out with Julian. Go out. Go. No. Go. Bruno, come. Go out. There you go. All right, he's out. See, the problem with Bruno is that when he's out there with Julian in the studio, in the production office, he tends to stink it up a little bit, and Julian gets really upset, and then I hear him like cursing Bruno. So, all right, legendary edition of the Curse of Strahd box from Beetle and Grimm. You will win one of these bad boys if you are a member of the Discord. To become a member of the Discord, you can go to patreon.com/RealmSmith, and you can subscribe at one of the numerous tiers that allow you to create characters within the Discord community. And then as soon as you've entered your character into the Discord community, you will be entered to win this box. And we're going to give it away on the premiere. I cannot freaking wait. We're going to talk about that a lot more in the weeks to come, but that is 2 weeks from now. Next Monday, we will be launching the Discord Barovian community so that you guys have a week to enjoy it. Also, in game time, in our stream narrative time, there's going to be about a week that has passed. So that week between the launch of the Discord server and the premiere will be a week in game time that some of the cast might show up on stream. In Discord, in the Discord chat and the channels. So keep an eye out. We've already told them to go and visit, so that is going to be awesome. All right. Curse of Strahd box. It's amazing. It's incredible. We love it. And thank you to Beetle and Grimm for donating that box for a giveaway. There might also be a Lillard in our future, which would be great. I think that's all the announcements. Players Table on Thursday, this Thursday, and then we do not have Players Table or Behind the Screen next week because we don't have stream. And then following, of course, we're back to normal. Although there is a bit of a difference. That difference is this. So instead of behind the screen the way we're doing it now, we're actually going to start doing something called Aftermath. RealmSmith Aftermath, and that will be an after show based on the live stream where you can ask the cast and crew questions about the session, and it's a lot like this, but it's basically putting Player's Table and Behind the Screen together into one so that we can all enjoy and have fun and poke fun at each other and relive all the awesome moments from the session before. So that is a new announcement too. Aftermath coming probably Thursday, the first Thursday after the premiere. Jasper says, Aftermath? I was never good at maths. I'm still not good at maths. I hope that's not what it's about. All right, let's start some unboxings, and we'll go from there. First off... Oh, Siri thought I was talking to Siri. All right, first off, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to unbox some dice. Julian, if we can get the overcam. Julian is either asleep or hanging out with Brew. There he is. We have Forged dice. Thank you. All right, Forged dice. They have lots of dice that we've already unboxed. These are actually my favorite Forged dice that they've sent me yet. The first set is really, really awesome. Again, I really appreciate Forge's packing skills, abilities, format. So these are a silver kind of polyhedral set. They are metal. I don't know what kind of metal, but they are awesome, and they're really sparkly inside. If you can see in the middle, super sparkly. Awesomeness. I can't believe how clean those lines are, and they roll really nicely too. I rolled an 11. That's not too bad. So that is the first set of dice that I was sent. Those are awesome. They're one of my favorites, but the next one here is actually my very favorite, which is the same type of set. Well met, Game Master. Love it. And it's really cool. We've said this before, but they send really awesome stuff in the box, as well as some stickers in every case. And they're all over my laptop already, my production laptop. But they have a bunch of awesome Forged stickers. There's like dragons and potions and a bunch of other stuff in there. But these are actually my favorites. If I can just get them out. Oh, fail. These are the same as the other silver ones, but look how awesome that looks. Hopefully that will zoom better. No, it's not zooming. What's that? You can just zoom out a bit and we can deal. It'll auto zoom. It'll autofocus. What are you doing? There we go. Nope, not quite. Not there. Dude. Yeah, I don't know why it's not auto-focusing. Here. Don't know what's happening. I'm trying to set the autofocus. Oh, here we go. Okay, don't worry about it. Just zoom out. Anyways, you get the idea. That was a fail in the PTZ department, but they're awesome, and they're kind of a brass sort of color, which is really, really awesome. I wonder if I just zoom in now a bit, if it'll focus when I get there. No, it's having a hard time with these dice. Okay. All right, anyways, they're really awesome. Amazing polyhedral set. Kind of look magical in the light. Love it. So those are amazing. Next, we have this really cool thing called a Curiosities Cache. And it is a zombie monster card binder, it says. Again, really cool packaging. Forged branding all over it. I'll toss that over here. And this thing, which I haven't even opened yet. is an awesome binder for all of your monster cards. So if you have the D&D monster cards or your own that you've created, it's got this awesome zombie hand on the front of it, bound really, really nicely, so it'll look good on your shelf. And then it's just got sleeves for cards, and you can place your monster cards very, very easily in there. They got a bunch of extras as well. Cool concept with sleeves on either side. Super cool. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. That is the Creature Curiosities cache. Here they have the Verdescent Fortress. That is a dice tower, dice tray, and tower set. This thing is super cool too. Check this out. Unbox it from the top. This thing is quite elegant, actually. I love how clean it is, but they have this really cool green kind of foil Forged logo on it. You open it up. It has felt in the top, and it's a really nice felt too, actually. And then this here, you can store your dice in up top. So if we want to just put our polyhedral set in there, look at that. Super cool. And then this thing is the dice tower, which comes out like this. And you can just place it in here. It's got this really cool dragon motif with dice in the top of it. And then you can just like, yo, I'm just gonna roll, look at that. My D12, oh, that's a 10. Well, I'm attacking. Oh, that's gonna be a 17. Pretty cool. And if you don't want to use that necessarily, I'm assuming you can use this as well if you want. Really nice. And this felt is super high quality, feels really cool, and it's all very sturdy. Sturdy stuff. So that's that. And then the last thing we have is pretty cool. It's much in the same vein as the dice chest and the dice tower, the Grim Bones, but this is the Draconis Worm Grimoire. Obviously dragon themed, as you can see. I haven't even taken out of the styrofoam yet. Every time I do unboxings in here, it's like a massive mess of styrofoam and cardboard and plastic. All right, this thing is really cool. Again, remember they said, you know, their intention is to have things that look good on the tabletop as well as on your coffee table. So the idea is there's a dragon sitting on some books, put that on your bookshelf, and then you open it up, and you can put dice in it. Now they have a foam insert in here, but you can take obviously the foam insert out if you want, put whatever you want in there. But it's got actual shapes for the dice that they offer. Cool little piece. It's really nice. All right, that is all the stuff from Forge that I have. They continue to send me stuff. We love the folks over there, and we thank you for your title sponsorship of the show, as it makes it all possible. Now, this here is the Boneyard set. You may have seen this on some other channels so far. I have had to hold on to this for like a month, which was sent to me, and V at WizKids said, do not open it till I tell you, and now she said, go ahead. So this is the deal here. There's lots of cool stuff. I don't have to show the packaging here, as it is internal packaging. But I will show you some of the amazing creatures that exist in this set. First off, you've seen this before in Into the Mist. This is the undead zombie T-Rex. And it even has removable zombies in its mouth. You'll remember that zombie T-Rexes actually spit out zombies as it kind of runs around. And if you saw Into the Mist last season, you know that that happened during our special kind of one-shot with Falfer and Dimitri. It was a fun little session last season. Okay. What else do we have here? We have the the zombie ogre zombie, which is super cool. Oh, and likes minis. He's awesome. Put him over here. Then we have this, which is really nuts looking. This is a Mind Witness. And my understanding is that it is a mix of a beholder and a mind flayer. And is a creature that exists. I think a lot of these are from some of the non-core books, Xanathars and all of that kind of stuff, and Volo's Guide. This one here is really fun too. Check this out. This is the Juvenile Kraken. And don't let it fool you, this thing is not fun. Maybe found in the Lucidity Ocean next season. If you saw the prologue for Tides of Wildemount, where we had all those cool folks, including Matt Mercer, playing, this is an Obelix. This is an Elder Obelix. Creepy, creepy monster. And just to get a scale on these, I took away our party, sadly, because... What's that? No, I'm good. But just to get you, there is a bandit miniature, just to give you a bit of scale on some of these creatures. Zoom out just a touch here. All right, some really gross. You ready for the grossness? This here is a Cibrix. It is just like a mound of goop and heads. There's a face in there somewhere. And it's so gross. So gross. Do we want some more grossness? This one. This here is a Atropal. These things are WizKids, clearly. Lots of time on their hands here, creating creatures that only exist in nightmares. And then we've got some smaller ones. We've got a Warhorse skeleton, which is always fun, especially for Curse of Strahd. That's fun. We've got not liking minis now. There we are. That's really cool. We've also got a skeleton hill giant, or a hill giant skeleton. This thing's wild. This is a Bone Willock. And apparently this thing travels the wastes picking up bones for its shell, or for its, I think it's called a husk. A mollusk or something like that. Anyways, really crazy, creepy skull, slug type creature. I'll show a couple more here. Some of the smaller ones too. And this is all in their Boneyard sets. They're the blind boxes. This is Otyugh. Some of you might know. I don't think I've seen an Otyugh yet. I think that's how you pronounce it, Otyugh. Otyugh, that's how I'm gonna pronounce it. This is a Death Knight, which, who knows, might exist in Barovia. We know one that has existed in Barovia in the past, but it has been confirmed he no longer exists in Barovia now. If you know who that is, say it in the comments. And a vampire spellcaster. Oh. Wild. Anyways, thank you to WizKids for sending me all those. There are lots in this box, but that is what I will show for now. Hopefully you've seen some things you haven't seen before. But thanks to V and all the great folks at WizKids for all of the miniatures on the table. And for being a product sponsor of all of our streams. Thank you so very much. All right, folks. 8:25, right about the time I said it would be. when we would start to answer some questions here. I'm going to bring up the questions. We're going to go through the document real quick. I'm just going to speak quickly to what is kind of new. The version that I uploaded today to the Discord, it is live in the Discord. I will upload the final version later this week to Patreon for all the Patreon folks. Questions for Jason. There we go. And I just want to go through really quickly. Obviously, the design is new. I think the document kind of looks better. We updated the look a little bit, made it a bit more pro. Super happy with it. And just to say that the Smith Guardians, Julian and I have worked very hard to get this through. Thank you, the Smith Guardians and Julian, for all your work on an ongoing basis. We did a lot of brainstorming and debriefing from the last 2 seasons and how things worked last time in Into the Mist and how they're working now, and how things have been working in Tides of Wildemount and what we wanted to change, what we wanted to carry over, all that stuff. And we like the direction things are going and are very excited about it. All right. First off, obviously you guys know there are more tiers than there were before. You only had 3 tiers during Twitch. Now I think we have 9 tiers in Patreon. So we've expanded it by 6 tiers. Some of those tiers, though, double up on characters. Obviously, some of the higher tiers, you still get a character plus a bunch of benefits aside from that. That is specifically the Tail Weaver, and then I believe it's the Realm Weaver tier as well. So we've broken it out. So basically, the Adventurer, Folk Hero, and Hero of the Realm tiers represent the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 of Twitch, more or less. So if you played last season or in the last season of Into the Mist, the Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3, those are pretty much more or less the same. The difference is that the Tier 1s that were on Twitch before are now Adventurers, and you can craft. So at the $5 tier level, Patreon level, you can become a Vistani who can actually craft. It's just that you can craft a smaller subset of items considered basic items. Then Folk Heroes can craft intermediate items, and Heroes of the Realm can create and craft advanced items, and we'll break those out. The tables are coming, the crafting rules in full are coming, as well as the leveling up information is coming as well. What I can say is we are working on a way to allow your characters, and this is breaking news, allow your characters to level up apart from each other, apart from either campaign. So basically, your Into the Mist character, if it's level 5, if it was level 5 in Into the Mist, instead of allowing the level up that would have occurred potentially through Tides of Wildemount, you're starting again, you're continuing at level 5 when we get back into the Mist. It's weird for me that if you were 3rd level, for example, or 2nd level Into the Mist, and then you watch Tides and your Tides character leveled up, and for you to come back to Into the Mist and have the same level character that you had in Tides doesn't make a lot of sense narratively. It kind of breaks the immersion for me, and so we wanted to make sure that each of your characters level up at different rates based on your time and payments for Patreon and for your monthly commitment to Patreon. As a Patreon, how do I say this? I've overcomplicated it, Julian. Bottom line, every month of an existing campaign that you are in, that you are a patron of, you get a level up token of sorts that works towards leveling up. All that information will be delivered. Probably shouldn't have talked about it without it being in the document yet, but just know that it's coming, and we're working different ways of making that leveling up easier and seamless and all that stuff.
Stick to the script.
Listen to him. Obviously, we've also added at the low end of the tiers the townsfolk and tradesperson tiers. As a townsfolk, you are a Barovian. You exist in Barovia. You live in one of the towns or settlements in Barovia, and you are traveling to the Vistani camp to meet with them, to talk to them in their common roleplay channels. And so, you know, at Camp Gakis, anything that's kind of public and common for the Vistani, you're able to talk to them interact with them, they tell stories, you enjoy your time there, and then you come and go as you like. But that's just one way that we wanted to involve people at the $1 level just to come say hi and test out the server and see what it's all about. At that level, you are a non-combatant, and we've basically created commoner or Barovian stats within the document that exist that you can use to roleplay. So it's basically a flat character at 10s. Because you can't create a commoner character in D&D Beyond, we've just allowed the stat block that is there that you can use for that. The tradesperson, though, will have a trade. They will have something they can do on a daily basis that they can use to trade with the Vistani, sell to the Vistani, whether it be fish or farming or something like that. We're working on those tables and how that works, but that's the difference, is at $3 level, you can actually do daily tasks that you can give back to the community and be a part of the in-game sort of economy of the Discord channel. So that's another one. The other really cool thing that we've added is the ability, so after Hero of the Realm, we have the Master of the Realm and the Legendary Hero character tiers. At those tiers, we're going to allow you to enchant magical weapons. That is to craft weapons that have some sort of magical enchantment. We are creating the tables and everything that exists. So at those epic levels, at level 10, from level 10 to 15 for those 2 tiers, and then above, you will be able to craft magical items. I know that's something you guys have asked for, especially last season of Into the Mist, given the fact that you're in Barovia and it's scary. We're allowing that to occur on the Discord as well. A lot of things that are the same. Resource collection. Everyone that it can craft is able to gather resources or become those gatherers. No longer is there just one tier that is a gathering tier like we had before with tier 1. Everyone can craft above adventure at the adventurer level and above. Other than that, we have server rules, and over the next week, like I said, it is going to be updated quite a bit, and it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. We're very excited about the season, and we cannot wait to open up those channels and go back into Barovia. The narrative that I've been working on in the last couple of weeks is pretty insane. We're going to some pretty awesome places in Barovia, and I cannot wait to bring you guys along. All right. Questions. I'm sure you guys have lots of them. I will start at the top, and we will get through as many as we can. All right. Roman Wolf asks clarification on subclasses and feats out of different books. Tasha's, yeah. So we've allowed it in Explorer's Guide to Wildemount because it made sense for the narrative. What I will say is everything within RealmSmith we do based on what makes sense narratively. So if it makes sense in the story, we're going to allow it to happen in some way, shape, or form, or at least we base the rules around the narrative. For Tides, because the Menagerie Coast and Wildemount is such a smorgasbord of cultures and such, we allowed a lot more from other places, and we stayed true to the source material. Explorer's Guide to Wildemount is very clear about what classes and what races exist in Wildemount, so we allowed that to happen. In Barovia and Curse of Strahd, it's going to be different. Barovia is a different place with a different subset of cultures and races and species and all of that kind of stuff. And so we wanted to be smart, and we wanted to be cognizant of the way that that world was designed. And so we're pretty much keeping it the way that it was, so that only classes within the core books are allowed, but we will be detailing what subclasses are allowed within those classes. So you can go ahead, you can create your first level characters, or whatever level character you're at, but the subclasses are forthcoming soon. This week we will have a list of the available and allowed subclasses within each of the classes that we've given within the player's handbook, but we're keeping it quite narrow based on the narrative and the story of Barovia. Hopefully that answers your question. Yes or no on variant humans? That is a good question. I'm going to say yes, I think. Yes. And if that changes, I will tell you. And yes or no on the optional class feature and customized origin from Tasha's. That is going to be on a case-by-case basis. I would say for this scenario, we want to honor, again, the source material, but it would be a case-by-case basis. I would chat with your Smith Guardians about changes you want to make to your character, but we are honoring Tasha's, as D&D has made that incredibly important for their kind of world. But if that's too complicating for some of you, or for those that are new to D&D or anything like that, then just stick to the player's handbook and keep it nice and simple. Trobe19 asks, if I want to play a ranger, will there be subclasses for it like Fey Wanderer? Again, we're going to go through all the subclasses. We haven't yet. I think that's something maybe Julian and I will do tonight. Go through all the subclasses that we want to allow, and then we will have an update. I can't say if Fey Wanderer is going to be one of them, but we are going to, again, make it make sense for the narrative. How long has Bruno been DMing? Bruno, I got him at like just like I guess maybe 2 years ago, year and a half ago. Before that, I don't know how much D&D he played, but with me, he plays lots. He's actually a quite accomplished DM. In fact, all the decisions I make in game, I base on his feedback. We have regular sessions where we talk about exactly what I should do to the characters, and he'll, if he like chooses pause, I'm like, yeah, we should probably have them eaten alive. Once in a while, and then I'll be like, yeah, okay, they're poo-pooed. We'll just throw something at them that'll poo-poo them. So, he's quite accomplished. I'm dragging this joke out longer than I probably should. Glock89, hey Jason, Joel mentioned last week he was not sure of the timeline connection between Tides and the Mighty Nine. What is your rough idea of the time frame, and was he cool with using the Ruby and Luke, etc.? Cool. Yeah, so with Tides, we are very close to their current timeline. Days or weeks, depending on where we're traveling, how far we've traveled, how far they've traveled, based on what episode. It's very difficult to state exactly where they are, but timeline-wise, we are right with them on the calendar for the most part. Is that still correct, Julian? Yeah. But we are basically like, we're in Nicodranus now. They were in Nicodranus like, well, I don't even know, because we're following behind them in their travels. So they're all the way on the east. I don't even know necessarily where they are right now, because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody else. And I'm only on episode 78, and I'm watching it and catching up. Obviously I'm doing the research I need to when we get to places. But where we are right now, they haven't been, the Mighty Nine hasn't been where I am, from what I've read, in some time. But again, Julian is a Critical Role fiend. He is all caught up. So between us, we kind of base that narrative around how the Mighty Nine has affected the world that the players live in. So we are very close. And again, the conversations I've had with Matt regarding what we can use, and I wanted to, when I first talked to Matt about Wildemount and the usage of his world and his characters, you know, we talked about the fact that if we ever want to include the cast potentially in some uber super session where everybody's involved, or have them guest star or whatever like that in our sessions, that to play their actual main characters, which who knows if that'll ever happen. It'd be awesome if it did, but we don't know, especially with the pandemic and all that kind of stuff. That, you know, basically like NPCs and people who aren't main characters are fair game, which is why we use Jared, which is why we use Luke and Yessa and Nugget in the last session. Spoilers, yesterday they showed up, made a little appearance, and the Ruby of the Sea and Blue and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so there's lots of things that we can refer to, but we won't touch the main characters unless they appear on stream. That is kind of the understanding that Matt and I and the team have, but who knows what will happen moving forward. So hopefully that answers your question. Coolith asks, is the crafting table going to be issued between now and start of season? It wasn't in version 2. Yes, 100%. You will have everything that you need to create your character and play in the Discord by Monday, a week yesterday. We are working diligently to get all of it in there for you, but we just wanted you to have something in your hands that you could digest and start creating characters with. Did Christina decide to continue on in Curse of Strahd? Jeladune asks. I don't think so. I haven't had a final conversation with her, but she probably may come back for a guest starring role. She's got a super busy entertainment career, She's a host of a TV show, and it's very taxing, so we're just thankful that she's able to join us for Tides as long as she is. JCLC says, I really like the plot twist about Plunk's... Oh, spoiler warnings for those who have not watched the finale yet. I really like the plot twist about Plunk's real identity. There were some clues that he was not really a Kinku in the past. Yes, there were. But it still came as a wow moment. Just one thing, I understand a changeling reverts to his original form when they die. So we would have seen his true form in the previous episode. We can chalk it to him being mostly dead, not fully dead. Here's the thing. When he died, and actually I was going to address this tonight later, so thank you for asking. When he died on the dead man's plank, he was dead. Bled out, dead. Revivify brought him back from the dead. I did not want to reveal that on stream because I didn't want our players to know because they were not on the plank. I also didn't want to throw it out there because players are in the chat, and if people are like, oh my gosh, she's a changeling, that would have ruined last night's surprise and the whole thing. So I didn't reveal that he had changed until last night. But what I will say is anybody who was on the plank would have seen him change. So as far as the revelry is concerned, they saw him change back into a pale, white, pupilless creature before he was brought back and then turned back into Plunk. There's that. Ketmatari, is the YouTube live stream up and running? Yes. I mean, it's fairly simple. We just put our stream key in, and it's fairly simple to get moving once we're ready to go. It will be up and running and ready to go, and we will be live on YouTube for the premiere of Into the Mist. Kematari asks, when do you think the magic item list for levels of patron will be available for use? Again, later this week. We are diligently, the Smith Guardians have been tasked with coming up with those lists and those tables, so they will be available to you definitely by Monday, and hopefully, well, definitely before and in enough time that you can create your characters, level up your characters for those that have pledged at a higher level, and be ready with your character for Monday. Reyes asks, in one uploaded today, it only says that races are restricted to PHB, but does not mention subclasses when we will know those. Yeah, so we will be updating the subclasses in the next update. Finke213 question, hey Jason, in regards to the Tail Realm Weavers, will there be ways for some of these people to run random encounters, or will it be restricted? Yes, running modules. We just talked about that actually. So part of the plan is actually to have those, so Tail Weavers, not all of them will necessarily be comfortable running even modules, full modules. Some people just are brand new to DMing and just want to learn how to DM for the first time. We will be allowing you to run little encounters, and those will be laid out in the modules. So not for the modules, but that you can run basically as a companion to the module on their own in the Discord. That will absolutely be a thing. Jay Ladoon asks, is there a base character then that will be a created mob for any roles, or do the roles saves? Not sure what you mean by that. If you can clarify. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Kulith123 asks, will we be in a Gakis type community again, or in camps, able to interact and do random encounters with different tier folks with mod Tailweaver supervision? Yes, so you will start right where you left off. You guys are in Gakis. The party has been with you for a week after the attack by the Night Stalker. We're taking off right where we left off, basically, starting Monday, and then you have a week until the stream starts, and then game time basically launches. You still have your individual communities within Gakis, but for right now, you guys are in Gakis. Australis Plays asks, are you doing any more Nolzur's painting videos? Not in its old iteration, at least not right now. But there is a chance that we will start doing some sort of painting in the future. I'm working on something right now, and more news to come soon. Question from Ryaku. I've been waiting weeks to ask this because I missed the streams. Your house rules for crits plus brutal critical, is it max damage plus max damage plus damage roll, or 2 damage rolls plus max damage. So this is a rule, actually. I have to give props to Deborah Ann Wall. This is the, was it Deborah Ann Wall? Ooh. No, her rule that we took was the you can add your bonus to somebody else to help rather than getting advantage. That was Deborah's. I can't remember where I got the damage one from. I think it's from Dungeon Dudes, actually. I think it was a Dungeon Dudes rule. But that is basically, if you hit a critical, the first dice you get max damage on. So it's say your damage is 1d6 damage. You get 6, plus you roll that d6, add that number. So say you roll a 3, that's 9 plus your modifier. The one Shadow Lord asks, will you allow the stream players to gain dark powers? No spoilers, but we'll see. Question. My Patreon YouTube email address is different than the email address I used in Discord. Will this be an issue? I don't know, Easy AK. Maybe one of the Smith Guardians could look into that and see if that's going to be an issue or not, or if you've run into that issue in the past. I don't think so. I don't think so, actually, because I think they're separate. I think Discord and that stuff, I don't think it's an issue. Mr. Carrot. It said in the document that only races from the player's handbook were allowed. Curious why it was restricted more, as Barovia can pull people from any different realms. Yeah, so it can, but again, it's based greatly on... Yeah, we just decided that that was the case. It was just simpler, it was easier for us, and it isn't the same sort of melting pot of species, races, as the rest of the known planes of existence. So we've decided just to limit it for now, just to kind of follow that narrative thread. Finke asks, if we are unsure of what level we left the last time in Curse of Strahd, should we just start the associated sub-tier level? So you should still have the level of your character in D&D Beyond. It should be the same level as you were when you left if you played. If you still have your D&D Beyond character. If you don't, then yeah, absolutely. You should definitely start. So say, for example, so a folk hero starts at level 3. If you were level 5 in the last one, but you've lost your character, you can't remember what level you were, then just start at level 3. But if you were level 5, you carry over that level. No matter what tier you are, we're grandfathering people in that way. So you keep your level. Unless, yeah, you keep your level. So, for example, if you were level 2, you've become a patron at the folk hero level, you become level 3. If you decide to upgrade to Hero of the Realm, then you're going to go straight to the next level, which is level 5. Kevin Manx, what was this part of Plunk's background from day one? It has been part of Plunk's background for a very long time, yes. We have had this plan for a long, long time. It is one of the reasons, actually fairly intently, and honestly, why Joel has been playing a kind of off Kenku. That wasn't quite a Kenku. I can't remember if it was from very day one. I know that Joel in the beginning kind of ways really wanted to communicate with the table and was a little frustrated with playing Kenku. I can't remember quite when it occurred or when it dropped or when we decided, but it has been a long time that we've had this in the works and was decision. Night Road question, is Aftermath intended to replace Behind the Screen and TPT or an addition to? So it's going to replace those, but as you guys already know, the Players Table is a YouTube channel where Joel is creating how to play videos. So that will become the Players Table. It is morphing into a pre-recorded video. And then we're also going to do a Behind the Screen YouTube channel that will be how to DM stuff. Separate channels with different content that addresses the algorithm in YouTube a bit better, and allows people to find what they're actually looking for. So Aftermath will replace those as a live show. Glock89 asks, can we keep the same characters if we are the right tier? Yes, totally, 100%. The Mobest comment, I love the painting videos. They are some of the best on the internet. I hope they return. Well, thank you. We will have some tutorial content, hopefully in the near future. We're still working on that. Jailadune asks, how are you dealing with the swag from Patreon? Is it a time thing? I'm looking for mugs, shirts, posters, and minis. Yeah, so all of that swag is actually part of Patreon. They deal with it. So I've created designs and so on for them. The first tier is a mini print, and it's basically like a really cool, I won't even tell you, it'll be a surprise. When you guys get it, you'll like it. But we've created those mini prints, and they are going off to you guys automatically, I'm gonna call it. We don't do anything, we don't touch it. We just create the designs and then they're sent. So you will love them. And Kane Monole asks, how do you cast your players for D&D campaigns? Shows like Tides of Wildemount or Into the Mist. We don't, actually, really. They're friends. Like, Dave and I have been friends for 25 years. Joel and I have been friends for some 10 years, I think. Adam, I met through Joel, but I've known him for about 4 or 5 years. Brandon as well for about 5 years. So we're all friends who were friends before I even started RealmSmith. Actually, Adam came to RealmSmith because he loved D&D. So I met him through, but that was still 4 years ago. But we're all just friends in parts of friends groups. Christina also works with Joel and Adam, so that's how they knew her and brought her in. And then Nora, I met as a friend at GaryCon one year. We did karaoke together, and then here we are playing. So we don't really cast anybody yet. We're having more shows come up, and that might be something that happens in the future, but I think that that probably comes across. I think that us just being friends around a table really is something that is evident, I hope, in the way that we play and the way that we interact together. Banana Fishbones asks, I came in late, so may have been answered. Are you still planning to go to YouTube? Yes, we will be going to YouTube. I do hope that you all follow. Of course, we want you all to follow. I know some people prefer Twitch over YouTube. It's just that we've discussed why that change is happening. Once again, it's because Twitch takes 50% of everything that you guys provide us through subscriptions and bits, and we want to be able to stretch what you give us as far as possible to do as much as we can, and being on YouTube allows us to do that better, especially through Patreon, which is why we've moved it to a YouTube Patreon model rather than a Twitch subscription model. And YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world, next to Google, and so it's inherently searchable. If you were to search us, you wouldn't find our Twitch videos through Google or through YouTube. But if you search us on Google or YouTube, the videos show up. So it just makes way more sense for growth. It makes way more sense for monetization, for community management, all of that stuff. So that's why we're making that switch. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a fun episode. Hopefully we've answered all your questions. I know you guys will have further questions. The Smith Guardians are in the Discord to help. Again, I can't stress enough how thankful I am for the Smith Guardians and everything they've done to help us to get to this point. There's still lots of work to do between now and the premiere, and now and the time that the Discord opens. So I ask for your patience during this. We will mess up. We're learning this as we go, but we're building a community together, and I can't tell you guys how much this means to us that you support us the way that you do, so that we can create these fun worlds and this awesome content that you guys enjoy. We love you guys. Take care of each other. I have one more comment from Mr. Carrot, and then I'm going to call it a night. Going off what you said, because I got to go write some more. Going off what you said earlier about character levels, my Mist's character was retired last season, so I will be going in with a new character. According to the old way, he would be level 6 due to subscription time. Would he still be level 6 or start at level 5? That's an interesting one. I'm thinking level 6. I'm thinking because we're grandfathering people in, if you had created another character last season carried them over, they would have been level 6. So we will honor that loyalty at level 6. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care of each other. We will see you in the Discord, but we will not see you in person. I will not. You will see Joel on Thursday, but we will not be here in the interwebs live until the premiere of Into the Mist on March 15th. Again, don't forget, in order to be entered to win this amazing Curse of Strahd box from Beetle and Grimm, you will have to be on stream. No, you don't have to be on stream. You will have to be in the Discord with a character through Patreon in order to be entered into that draw. And also what I mentioned was, or in the post on Patreon, the details are in the Patreon post. I've also, I think, shared it across socials as well. But you will get a ballot for every level that you are of your character when you entered. So keep that in mind moving forward. Thank you, everyone. We love you guys. Take care of each other, and we'll see you in the mists. Take care.